Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all doing? Okay, so show y'all a little tree work. I was gonna do this job one way and then decided, you know, I started walking around, I started scratching my head and looking at it. I was like, I don't have to do it that way. Sorry about the sun. Let me get y'all somewhere where you can see. There you go. Okay, so these pine trees right here, there's 7 of them total. They're all about 90 feet tall. It's this first run right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one is right there, and then 2 of them already laid down. So I was gonna go up, take all the limbs off, top them out, you know, and then just throw the logs. I would throw them into the woods, but she wants it all cleaned up. She didn't want her woods messed up. And these are too close to her house. So she's like, I'm not comfortable with this first row. And this is one of my long-time customers. Long-time customers anyway. Very, very, very sweet lady. Put those wedges down. It's taking a little break. That's why I was filming. So that's why I started this video. But like I said, I was gonna, since we're cleaning it all up, or I say cleaning it up, there's a gully about 100 yards away. We're taking all the brush, putting it in the gully, and then I was gonna throw the logs in the gully. Then I was like, I really don't want to see those logs go to waste. So I'm gonna haul those to the mill and I'm gonna get them sawed up for myself. Pine's not worth anything anyway, but I need some lumber, so I'm gonna get them hauled. I'm gonna haul them and I'm gonna saw them up for myself. But all the brush and all the trash and everything is going in the gully about 100 yards away. Using the tractor and the grapple for that. So hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so as I was saying, I started out, I was gonna, you know, go up in the bucket, cut all the limbs off, cut the top out, then chunk the log, or cut the stud down. And then I got to walking around looking, and I was like, I could do this a different way. Didn't want it in the woods because we got to clean it up, so I don't have to drag it out of the woods. And then, like her crepe myrtles, she doesn't want them damaged. She doesn't want whatever these things damaged. Red buds or whatever they are. Doesn't want these damaged. She doesn't care about these bushes. And she doesn't want those damaged, whatever those little trees are. So, like I said, so it's that pine, this pine, this pine, that pine, that pine, and then these 2. So I looked at this first one. I was like, if I could get this first one out of the way, I could do something. And so I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I could probably put this first tree in between these crepe myrtles and this pine tree right here. And I could probably do the same thing with the second one. Then when I get to this third one, I got some room. Now I can put the third one, if you can see to the sun. Now I can put the third one right there. Just sneak it past these limbs right here and just whoop, right there. Same thing. And then just start going down the line and cutting all these. So got 2 logs on the trailer. Got one more over there off that first one. I can probably get 3 cuts out of this one. You know, 3 20-foot cuts out of this one. That one right there is trash. That whole thing is going in the gully because it's all, you know, twisted up at the bottom, and then I don't know, and then it splits off right there with a co-dominant, then goes up and twists a couple more times, and then it gets so small it's not worth it. Then these next 3, they look pretty good. They got a bunch of limbs on them, but they look pretty good. Probably get 3 cuts out of each one of those. So even though pine's not absolutely not worth anything, unless you got 50 or 100 acres of it, that's good saw logs. I don't know, I'm sure there's some logger out there that's going to correct me, but I'm just getting it sawed up for myself. But yeah, and I don't know if there's other tree guys out there that do the same thing, but sometimes, I mean, I'll even bid a job, and then when I get out there to do it, I'll start looking at it a couple different ways from the way that I bid it. I'm like, I could probably do it this way and do it easier, especially on stuff like this, and especially once you make a hole and make some room that you can actually start, you know, laying some stuff down. But it doesn't happen every time, but it happens sometimes. So I guess the point is just, you know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's a whole bunch of ways to get to 10. Just kind of think outside the box a little bit, you know, and look at a job several different ways and see which one works. Alrighty, well, hey, y'all be safe. Remember, Jesus loves you, okay? Deuces, homies.